Welcome to The Author Show, where we feature new authors and books, from fiction to self-help and everything in between. You'll find it all at theauthorshow.com. That's theauthorshow.com. And now let the show begin.
Hi, this is Linda Thompson, your host for The Author Show. Can a friendship be torn apart over love and family feuds? This is the subject of our book, Grains of Truth, Bonds of Friendship Cannot Be Broken, by Elizabeth Ferry-Perata. Elizabeth joins us to share the story of Sarah and Zoe, the two friends central to her story. Elizabeth, welcome to The Author Show.
Thank you for having me.
Elizabeth, please give us a quick overview of Grains of Truth, Bonds of Friendship Cannot Be Broken.
Grains of Truth is actually centered around those two friends, Zoe and Sarah, and it's an intense, emotional, passion-filled story really about those two characters. And they want what everyone else wants. They want love. So it's really that story about that friendship and accepting what you can't change. So it will move the reader to tears and it will astonish them. And there's a twist at the ending that a lot of people will realize that will shock them.
You're a wife, a mom, and a college instructor. Why did you decide to write a novel?
Well, actually, it's always been on my bucket list. I've always wanted to do something to challenge me, to push me, to make me think outside of what I normally do on an everyday basis. And so I had this opportunity that fell on my lap about, you know what, I want to write a book. I have the time and I'm going to make myself do that. And I did it. And you know what, it's been a really good journey. It's been great to share it with my family as well as being able to still be myself while I do that.
What a great story. I wish more authors felt that way. Most people are afraid to take that step. So anyway, while writing Grains of Truth, were you writing for any particular type of reader?
I was really thinking about the reader that is really busy. I was thinking about myself in that picture. Like you mentioned, I'm a college instructor, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and many people experience that. They have multiple hats. And so I really wanted the reader to really escape, have that opportunity to escape the hustle and bustle of the world and be able to fall in love with the characters and the story and be able to share it with others and tell them, hey, if you have an opportunity, please take a few minutes for yourself and share it with others. It's a great story that really tests what kind of choices you want to make and looking at parenting a different perspective as well as being that spouse too.
Your passion comes out in your voice. Grains,
Thank you.
Grains of Truth is your first novel. Is there any other author you feel may have influenced your writing style?
That's a really good question. And I have to say, a lot of people I really look up to, but one person that I've always really liked, she's a veteran in the field, is Nora Roberts. I really like her. She is a romance novel, and that's kind of what I do, but a lot of more contemporary romance, new adult. But I would say Nora Roberts. And then, of course, my publisher, Michelle Gamble, is also another one that I really look up to. I really like her writing style as well.
What makes Grains of Truth stand out in a crowd?
Because it is a contemporary romance, one of the things is that you think of this as a simple girl. She meets a boy meets a girl, the family doesn't approve, but it's really the subtext that offers those fresh ideas. It's much more than what appears to meet the eye. There's a lot more going on, and so as a result of that, there's that twist that the reader thinks, oh, I didn't see that coming, and then I kind of think it came, and so it really makes them, again, really look at the choices they make. Would they make the same choices? What would they do in the same situations?
Is there a specific message in Grains of Truth that you want your readers to remember?
Just the fact that it isn't a fantasy or it's not particularly unique. It's just the fact that it's those personal struggles and a person's desires and what choices would they make overall based on the situation that they're placed in.
Do you model your characters after people you know, or are they purely imaginary?
I like this question. I actually do base my characters on people. In fact, in my characters in my book, several of my friends put together, but I do draw a lot on personal experience because I think each of us are our own unique characters. We all have unique attributes. We all contribute different things. And so I kind of take a little piece from this person, a little piece from this person, a little piece from that person, and I put them all together. And let me tell you, I've had some of my friends were my beta readers. I had them read the book before it went out, and they were like, oh, that's me. Oh, no, that's me. And I actually enjoyed it because they saw themselves in the book, and they thought, I would totally make that decision the way it would be. Or, you know what, maybe I would have done it differently. And so I do draw from people, and I draw certain attributes, not everything, but maybe what they might drink at a certain dinner, what they would pick to wear. Little things like that make a difference. So yeah, I draw people.
Will Sarah and Zoe return to us in a sequel or a series?
Not that I know of, although I've been asked from several people if I will do a sequel, and some people have requested it. So I'm not sure yet. So that would be to be determined.
Without doing any type of spoiler, are Sarah and Zoe childhood friends that have grown up together? Did they meet somewhere in the stages of growing up? And are they in love with the same person?
Okay, so actually they did not grow up together. They actually became friends as they got into their adult years. And I think many people do have that. We have those one or two best friends growing up, but then over the years, we meet people over the years, and those people maybe are early adult years or mid-adult years, and they just become lifelong friends. So that's kind of how they became friends, and they do not fall for the same man. So that I made sure of. So you'll have to read to find out what happens.
Sounds good. So tell me, Elizabeth, what are you working on now?
I'm working on Public Truth. It's actually another book that I've had in my brain. And so it's a complex romance. It's about a Hollywood publicist who falls for her bad boy client. And he's a major star in Hollywood with a reckless past. And it just has a lot of layers and a lot of subtext. And I've evolved that a lot in terms of the supporting characters. And the character's grandmother actually played a huge influence in the character's life, and I make sure of that because many people actually, there's always that one elder in someone's life that plays such a huge influence on them, and I wanted that to be a core part of this book.
I love the Grains of Truth book cover. What were your thoughts for choosing this graphic?
Well, I work with my publicist, Michelle, and what we really wanted to capture is I wanted the essence of friendship. I wanted to be able to, pick something that wasn't just a picture of models on the cover, but I really wanted them to think about, let's put some hands together because that solidifies a friendship. Let's show them that a friend, just the hands, and that can symbolize that friendship. And then the grains really symbolize the messiness of what they go through during the story. So I just wanted it to kind of have the reader think to themselves, oh, what is this book about? Let's pick it up. Oh, it's really about a friendship. And then they look at the front and they're like, oh, the hands represent friendship. And that's what I really thought of when I put that together.
Is Grains of Truth similar to any other book we may have read?
Not that I know of, because the big thing about Grains of Truth is, yes, it's a contemporary romance. Like I said, a boy meets girl, girl meets boy, falls in love, but there's a different element to it where you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll get mad, but then there's that twist at the ending to where the reader stops and thinks to themselves, I did not see that coming, because it really tells the whole story about why it is the way it is. And I think that twist really sets it apart from everything else.
You're a California-based author. Why did you choose Texas as a setting for your novel?
That's a really good question as well. I was thinking about the same thing. maybe it's more of that stereotypical thing of, oh, it's Texas. Texas is a very large state. I know it's a very large state. There's big hunting. There's oil. There's a lot in Texas. And I just thought of somewhere that was not in California. I was like, I want it to be somewhere of a feed store in Texas where someone thinks of Texas, the rolling hills, the big trees, the big ranches, and then you have a feed store. That's why I kind of picked that. A little stereotypical, I'm sure, and I'm sure some of the people are like, oh my goodness. But that's the whole point of storytelling, is making the readers imagine if things are not the way they are. And so really driving from experience and stuff like that is always important, but really twisting it to where the reader falls in love with the characters and the setting, and they feel like they can escape the world. So that's my goal, at least. That's why I picked Texas.
Will you share some of the feedback you've received from readers of your book?
Yeah, some of my readers said what they've loved about it is the fact that it's heart-wrenching, really tests the limits of being a parent. I've had one reader say they absolutely love it, that really makes them think about certain situations, about if someone they know might have felt the same way. I've had another reader tell me that they actually cried because of one situation that happens in the book. They said it actually happened to me, and it was a very personal part of something that many people do not know about her. And she said, I cried, I bawled. It took me 3 times to read the story because it's almost like you were there in the room when I had that experience. And I'm going to throw in my mom. My mom actually read it because she's my biggest advocate. My parents are my biggest advocates. And she bawled. She goes, I absolutely loved it. It made me really think about relationships and friendships, how important it is to have significant people in your life, because when something happens, you have those people to turn to.
Where can we learn more about you, and where can we purchase Grains of Truth, Bonds of Friendship Cannot Be Broken?
To purchase the book, go to 3lpublishing.com, and you can purchase the book directly through my publisher, which is 3L Publishing and PR. And then to learn more about me, I'm on social media on Elizabeth 3 Author on Facebook, and then also Twitter as well.
Elizabeth, it's been a real pleasure talking with you, and I want to thank you for introducing us to Sarah and Zoe. I'm eager to start reading Grains of Truth, as I'm sure a lot of our listeners are. Will you come back and chat with us again when you release Public Truths?
I would love to come and chat with you, Linda, anytime. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I hope my readers love it just as much as I fell in love with the story.
Grains of Truth is an intense, emotional, and passion-filled story about 2 best friends looking for that one thing everybody wants, love. It's a story about friendship and accepting what you can't change. Grains of Truth will move you to tears and leave you astonished. It's a must-read story with an unexpected twist. Thank you for listening. This is Linda Thompson, concluding another edition of The Author Show. Please share this interview with your friends and family so that they too may have the opportunity to discover our guest and her work. And why not help spread the word on social media as well? Please join us again next time for another exciting author and another great book on The Author Show.
Thanks for listening to The Author Show. Find out more about authors and their work at theauthorshow.com. theauthorshow.com. Tune in next time to another great author on The Author Show.